Good evening and welcome. This is Card Creating with Jean. My name is Jean Ducro and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today is Tips Tuesday. And we are going to actually look at the new Stampin' Positioner. So I am most anxious to show you what that can do for you. And I also have another tip for you as far as storage of your stamp sets, the new size stamp set that we have. So I am anxious to get started. So we'll just kind of hang out here for just a little bit until a few people have popped on. And hopefully you've all had a great day. I spent most of the day down here in my craft room again and got a few cards made, which I will show you at the end. And did a little organizing. Went through and pulled out things that were going to be retiring and boxed that up and put it away, and just a lot of organizing. I feel good after I do that because then I feel like I can really do some creative work. So anyway, but I did not go out today. I thought I might go out earlier, but decided against it because it was just too nice to be inside here and stay warm. So I've got a little thing on my screen. There we go. So anyway, I wanted to make sure everybody knew about the exclusive join offer that their Stampin' Up! Is offering. And normally when you join, there is a you would pay for a kit of $99 and you get to choose $125 worth of product, whatever product that you want for your kit. And now for this month, from February 3rd to March 2nd, they are offering to give anybody that signs up. Hi Rhonda, thanks for joining. Hi Lori, thanks for joining. Anybody that signs up, the Stampin' Positioner free, plus you still get your $125 worth of product for $99. So, and that when you order that for the first time, there's no shipping charge. So, oh, thanks for sharing, both of you guys, very much. So I just wanted to make sure that you were all aware of that. And if that is something that is of interest to you or you have questions, please just message me and I'm happy to get back to you and talk to you about it if it's something that you'd like to do. Hi, Shar. So it's exciting because to get something like that without a fee is really nice and helps you get going. So the other thing I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can tell, you're in a different position here than what I normally do. Normally I'm looking up at the camera, but today I'm looking down so you get to see all my wrinkles. But I wanted to show you the new way that I just started storing my new stamp sets. So the new ones come very thin and flat, and they're about I think they're 6 inches wide. Let me look. 5 and 5/8 inches wide. I thought it was 6. And I saw this from somebody else, excuse me. They had taken, I'm going to turn the camera down even further so you're not going to probably see me anymore, but you probably are going to see my desk. They took a toast rack, and you can buy these on Amazon. I got 2 of them for $12.09. I looked it up just before I came on. The width of this, oops, wrong side, is like almost 3.5, and the length of it is 6. And I had purchased from Dollar Tree a box to put my things in for Christmas time. And so I had this box sitting here, and I was so happy that the stamp sets fit in. The inside, or the box, measures 7.5 by, it's like probably 13 inches. So I bought 2 of these little racks, and I put them in. You can see them. And then I can put all of my stamp sets in, and I can put at least 2, sometimes 3, depending on if there's dies with it, because I put my dies in with my stamp sets, so they're all together. And that's everything right there. And I still have quite a bit left that I can add to it. So I was really excited. I like it because it stands up. It's real easy to thumb through it and find the stamp sets that you want. And then I can just kind of store it back on my shelf behind me here, which is where I'm going to go with it right now. And it's out of the way. Man, I can't believe how much less space that takes up. So I'm going to have extra space left on my bookcase. And hi, Carol. They don't slide down because they're in the 2 toast containers. Are toast. I can't remember what it was called. To hold, if you put toast in it, holds it up. So they don't slide down and they don't move around in there. 2 of them fit perfectly in that container from Dollar Tree. And it came with, so it was a clear plastic container base, and it has a white lid on it. So I was probably $1.50 maybe. And I like it because I can grab it quick, and I have all of my stamps all together. And I don't have to be digging around or looking on the shelf, trying to look down the line, all of them. They're right there in front of me, and I can file through them real quick and get to the name of the one that I'm looking for and pull it out and ready to go. So I like it. So I would consider doing that when you get a few of these stamp sets. I didn't know what to do with them all to begin with, and I just had them kind of sitting upright back on the shelf, and every time I wanted one I had to pull the whole wad out and try to go through it, and they were sliding all over the place. So this works really great. I like it. So I'm ready to flip the camera around so that you guys can get a look at this Stampin' Positioner, and we are going to make a couple cards using it. I'm going to do one with it on the small arm and one with the big. As you can see, I already got a stamp sitting on it. So I got to get this turned back around and then we'll get started. So get this down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now it always has to slip down a little bit. There, that's good. Okay. Oh. I looked over at my iPad and it slipped down, but that was from the time before. Okay, so you get the 2 magnets, and they do stick really good together, but they have these, and they just pull right apart, and they stick really nice on here. I did buy the pad of the paper. One side has inches on it, the other side centimeters. So if you happen to be looking at a video from, say, Australia or New Zealand, where they're doing everything in centimeters, just flip it over and you can use it. I think it works great. Hang on a second, I gotta turn my heater off back here. It gets too noisy. I've been cold down here in the basement, and I don't know why. When we were so frigid cold, I wasn't cold at all down here, but now I am. Yesterday and today, and I thought maybe I didn't wear warm enough clothes to be down here. I don't know. Okay, we are sticking with the same color scheme that we had on Sunday. I love these colors together. I'm going to put my card over here that I made so I know what I'm working with. We are going to be using some of that gold flecked ribbon, gold and white ribbon. It's kind of linen almost. That's what it reminds me of. And I'm going to use some of the gold and white baker's twine. And I told you that we're going to save the little cutouts of the tulips from that big die that we used. I saved them all because I thought, ooh, we can do something with that. Oops. Everything just popped over. Okay. And I did color some of them to get started so that we wouldn't be taking a long time with this. We'll be using these beautiful sparkly gems again, the pearlized faceted circles. I used the damask embossing folder on this one. We are doing a happy birthday, so happy, where is it? Birthday, from the Reasons to Celebrate. Actually, I'm using just the birthday. I'm using the happy from this. Pardon me. And then we're going to use from the framed all around, Sending Wishes for the Happiest Birthday. So that's what we're starting out with. And let me get my stuff out. So we've got Granny Apple Green, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I've got a piece of the Timid Tiger that should be like 1/8 inch small. Yep, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And that will go on top of this, but I'm not going to glue it on yet. And let's see, the rest I think we can hold off on. I've got a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and a piece of white that's 3.5 by 3.5. This is what we are going to stamp on, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Now I hope you can, oh yeah, you can see there is a little spot for diagonal, so when you're turning your paper, you will be able to put it in and get a really nice round image. So what I did to begin with was I took a pencil. Where's my pencil? Here we go. And I took a look at my paper and found where the center was on all 4 sides. And then I lined it up. This is the center of the angle here, and it comes right down onto this line. I have already marked this so that it's centered. The other thing I wanted to find was the center of the paper, because I want my image, and it's going to be this leaf image, to go all the way around in a circle. So I wanted to find where the center would be for the middle of or the end of the leaf, so that it would be in the same spot all the way around. So I just simply took and marked very lightly where I thought the center was going to be. Now I can barely see that line myself. Just to get the center point, and it's right there. So then I knew I'm going to start out with the paper in this position. I knew where I wanted the leaf end to start out. So I would just put this on like so, and put that in. And now if you see, this does have some leeway. I just try to stand over the top of it here, and with one eye line it up so it's centered all the way up. And then you bring it down, and that will bring it onto the sheet. So now I want to bring these up because I want this to be tight when I bring it up after I ink it. Okay, so I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And I'll show you how easy this is. Just put this on here. Make sure those lines are straight. And there's your first one. And then we just turn it onto the angle for the next one. Line the tip up with this line down here. Ink the stamp. Put it back in. Line that up. And so on. I think this is so slick. And you get, if you order the extra paper, or order the paper, it does not come with the paper. You can order a pad of the paper. I just wrote on there where I needed to go. Okay, let's see, let's hit there. Oh. I felt it move. So I think you kind of get the idea of this, I hope. I think it turns out really cool. This would be outstanding to use this stamp in red and make a poinsettia. I think it would look just gorgeous. And you don't want to get your magnet stuck on the little knobs there. I did that one time. I'm like, why isn't this stamping? Why isn't it stamping? Well, it couldn't go down all the way because the magnet was in the way. And then the last one. You're probably wondering, why is she making a poinsettia this time of the year, and green besides? Well, it's the background for what I want to make here. Okay, so I think this is really cool. I like it a lot. So I went ahead and started coloring it. I'm going to just wipe this off now. Put it aside. And let's work on our card. So this is what I did with it. I took my Granny Apple Green, the light one, and I colored the whole thing. And then I wanted the ones that were on the flat sides to be lighter, so I did just one coat. The ones that are on the angle, I did 2 coats of the light Granny Apple Green so that it would be darker. And you can still see that there are different leaves there. Okay, next step is our little flowers. Get this one out of the way. There. And I wanted to go with the purple and the orange again. And I just colored them with a finger dauber. So I didn't do them all because I thought you'd want to enjoy some of the fun of it. So we need 2 more orange ones. Get a piece of paper. Oh, that one's already colored. It was just, there's the other purple one. I was going to say, I thought I only needed 1 of each. And I just put my finger over the end up there. And just and then carefully went up a little bit higher. Like so. Pretty easy, huh? And then we'll do one more purple one. This is Highland Heather. I'm not bearing down on this much at all. Very lightly. There. And that's it for that one. And I think what I would like to do is put some Wink of Stella on these, maybe before we get started. It's a little bit easier than once it's on there. You know what? I can see that I actually, yeah, shoot. I can see that I went up. Well, I'm barely touching it because I could see that the color went up higher. I may have taken my blending brush. And this one. We are going to arrange these on the top of that green leafy image. I'm getting to the end of this one. Okay, I'm just going to put this aside right now. And we will go ahead and glue this on here. And then I took a piece of Highland Heather and ran it through the Damask Designs. And then I took my finger dauber and just went over the images to make them pop out a little bit more. This embossing folder, I don't think has as much definition. It's not as deep as some of the other ones, like a 3D embossing folder. These in the center are going to be covered anyway. Kind of went dark on the top ones. Try to get them a little even. This is going to end up going on top of it. But we are going to do... First, I'm going to put some ribbon around the center of this piece. Actually, I think I can go around the orange too. Put the two together. Come on, chair. Roll. Okay, let's put these two together. So this was the orange was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, the purple. Okay. Then we'll put some, kind of eyeball the center here. Usually stick a couple pieces in here. There we go. Okay. Now, I am going to actually this going to fit down here? It will. We're going to stamp happy birthday. Happy up here and birthday down here. Well, last time I made it, I didn't think about how I was going to put the sentiment on the front. And I ended up cutting it out around the, stamping it and then cutting it out. I didn't like it. I mean, it's okay, but I thought, I am going to stamp it right on here. Just like so. Close this for a minute. All right. I think we'll go ahead. Yeah, I'll put the flowers on first. We can actually put that on there. Okay. Get our little flowers over here and arrange them on here. I don't want to put them all the way to the center because I would like to put the orange in between. Oh, my fingers. I don't want to. They're jerking and twitching around. So it will look something like this. Once I see that it's in a good spot, we are going to put dimensionals on the orange ones so they pop up, and the purple ones I'm going to glue down. So just I kind of do not want them touching, just to have a little bit in between. There. I'm going to put the ones on dimensionals first. I think it's always the first one is the hardest. I'm not pushing them down in case I need to reposition them. I'm glad you like it, Rhonda. All right. get the glue flowing. Just putting a small dollop on the back. A little crowded up here at the top. Okay. It's gonna have to stay. Alright, then I'm just gonna put a little bow in the center. I've got just a little bit left on this one. And we're gonna make it a double bow. Oh, I shouldn't have passed that. Hang on to all those little spools in case I do a class where I split some of the twine. That looks pretty good. Sure, it's plenty long. I think we're going to be trimming that one down a little bit. Oops, wrong cubby. So you guys need to go and check the last chance list. It was updated. There's a lot of items on there. Any Christmas, most of the Christmas stuff that had not been marked as no longer available or is now there. I about cried when I saw that they had the textured notes dies. Those are those beautiful rectangle dies that have the, each one has got a different design around the edge. Yeah, it's got to come smaller. Oh boy, do I have a lot to cut off. Yuki. This and I think this. Get a glue dot for the center there. Actually, I think I can pull it up just a little high. And trim this just a little more. There. Okay, now it's ready to go on the front. Oh, I was going to pop that up. Well, guess I'm not now. All right. Glue on my finger and I set that down on there. Okay. The inside, I have a piece of white that is 3 by 4 1/4. A piece of the Highland Heather. This is Timid Tiger. Or no, this is Timid Tiger. White. That's 3 by 4 1/4. Oh, brother. A piece of the Highland Heather that is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8 and a piece of Timid Tiger that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So they go up in 1/8 inch increments, and this is what's going to go on the inside. So we will go ahead and glue these two together. Okay, and then I gotta look at my sample and see what I did. Oh, I just stamped the image. Okay, so we've got our sending wishes for the happiest birthday. I like that sentiment. Put that on here. Okay. All these little pieces of something that are floating around. I don't know if it's glue or what it is. And we're going to put this on the inside, and we are done with this. Oh, except to put the embellishments on the front. I picked up another one. And we're going to use the white ones. And there's the first one done. I'm glad you like it. I started out with laying out those tulip heads on my table and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with them. And I wanted something green behind them, and that's how I started out with this one. Now these are out further than what my original is. Here's my original. And I decided to put the green around because I thought it would help make it pop, which I like that better. See, you can see where I just cut them out. And I thought stamping it might be a little bit better. So there we have the first one. Now let's go back to our Stampin' Positioner, and we're ready to start number 2. This time we are going to use the large plate. And let me get my supplies up here. For this one, we are going to be using this stamp. We are going to be using You're on My Mind and In My Heart from this set. I think this is another one that's coming out in March. So was this one. Okay, get my sample up here. Again, same colors that we did before. Okay. So we start out with the Highland Heather 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I've got 2 sheets of white. One's going to go on the inside for the sentiment, and one is going to be on our outside. And that is 4 by 5 1/4. We are going to use one of the tags. This is a piece. If you took a piece that was 1.5 by 3, you'd be able to get that on there. And that was from, I gotta stop and think. It's from the Forever Florals dies. Okay. So this one, I was attempting to make a wreath or a circle on the paper. So this one, we would only be putting 4 of them on because it's so long. And I went ahead and I measured this out for our halfway point on the sides. And all I was trying to do was to get this as close to the edge, the top edge of the paper as possible, and as centered as possible. So, and I went ahead and just already stuck it on there. I don't think I need to show you that one again. We are going to use Memento Black on this one. And this one, okay. This one is just slightly too long, but I don't think it's too awful. when you finish it. They do run into each other just slightly. This one does not move around quite as much, but it does a little bit. Now I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the opposite side right away. Because then I can decide whether or not I want to just ink part of it and leave like this part off. Just ink this much of it to put it together. We can make that determination. I did one with it and one without. And I didn't see that it was really that much of a difference. Okay, and this would be great just as it is if you had a sentiment that you wanted to put in the center, but I wanted to do something a little bit more. So we've got our now let's just place this on here and you'll see where we're going to run into it just a little bit down here. But I don't think it is terrible. I'm going to go with it. That way you'll see what that looks like. You think the stamp just needs to be just a tad shorter if you did not want it touching. But honestly, when you think of wreaths, the branches go all over the place. So, yeah, I can see I didn't get enough ink up there on the top. There. Much better. So you can see where it intersects here and over here. And I like the shape of what this wreath ends up looking like. I think it's pretty cool. It's not exactly round. Goodness, I left it close. Okay, this is our final one. And I got this guy too close. And there it is. Isn't that kind of cool, the shape of it? I just don't think that somebody is going to concentrate on these two places or it's come together so much. And if it bothered you so much, you could get a tag that could cover both those areas up if you wanted to. Get this out and I'll show you what we're going to do with this. So we are going to use the same colors, the Highland Heather, Timid Tiger, and Granny Apple Green. Let me get these out and I need the purple. Highland Heather. Okay. And we're making the card. It's going to be landscape. And I started coloring it so that you weren't watching me color the whole thing. And this is what I did with it. I colored the larger, I don't know what you call it, weedy thing in dark Timid Tiger. And then the other ones, the smaller ones, in the light. So I've got one dark over here that I need to do. And this goes pretty fast. Like so. The flowers, I think I did them all in the light Highland Heather. You can see I've already put Wink of Stella on them. Okay. Then the Granny Apple Green, the lights are on the upper side of the leaf and the underside of the leaf would be the darker. What do I got here? I got the light. Okay. Whoops, wrong end. And I'm not blending them together. I am just simply putting them on. I got to coloring these the other day and I'm like, oh, I better stop so I have something to show you what I did. But as you can see, this goes really fast. And just a little bit on there. And there we have it. Okay. Now I'm going to take, let's put the Wink of Stella on those few flowers that aren't done yet, while we're doing the rest of the card. Okay. Looks good to you? Oh, thanks, Rhonda. Okay, so we've got our tag. And we are going to stamp the You're on My Mind. I love the font for this. We're doing it in the Highland Heather. And then I'm going to take my finger dauber, and we're just going to go around the edge here, just to give it a little something here, so it makes it stand out a little bit more when you put it on the paper with in the center of the wreath. It'll make it pop a little bit more. So it's just a little bit. Okay. We are going to pop this up. I mean, if you wanted to put some linen thread behind this or zhuzh it up a little bit more, I'd say go for it, but I think it's kind of pretty just the way it is. Alright, let's get our base of our, I did not run the bone folder over this. Let me do that because it feels like it needs it. It doesn't have a good crease. And we're just going to put this on there like so. All right. And we're going to stamp. And in my heart on here, I think I went ahead and did one more of those images. I did. Oh, let's see. I think I can get it on one of these. Ooh, it's really on there. There. I don't like putting them on and storing on something like that overnight. I already have one down. But I had to do that. Makes it hard to get them off the blocks sometimes. That did not look like it's there. Much better. All right. Get our colors back. See, even this stamp has the lines going through. I guess I shouldn't have been so particular. I see we're supposed to get some warmer weather coming up. I was very happy to see that. Gonna feel like it's summertime in the 30s. For us, at least, here in the Madison area. Oop, forgot one. I got them all? Yep. Flowers. This is just such a different stamp than I've seen them have. They've got some really different ones this time in the online exclusives. Oh, I need to ask you guys, how has the connection been tonight? After I talked to you, was with you on Sunday, I had to call my nephew, or we FaceTimed, and he told me that what I needed to do to get it to get a stronger signal. And here I thought being 5G was the best, and it wasn't. I needed to go down to the lower one, 2.5 or whatever it is, 2.4, that it makes a stronger signal. The other one is just faster. It's like, oh, well, you learned something new. So I switched my phone down to the 2.4, and I'm hoping that you guys have got a really good signal tonight, and it isn't messing with you. Okay, we're going to put "and in my heart" right underneath it, and put it in the card, and we are done. Hopefully that's straight enough. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Lori. I think it's really pretty too. Alright. Glue this in, put some embellishments on it, and we're done. We're going to use these again. I was surprised at how well they matched when I put them on. Where's my original here? Let's see where I put my little... Let's see. All right. It just kind of takes on the colors of what's around it. Ooh, getting down there. There you have it. And there they are. I hope you like them. They're fun to make. And now I've got enough to make another one. Yay! Let's see. We are going to have our drawing next. Get a few things put away here. least out of the way. Okay. So again, those two that we used were Delicate Whispers and Forever Florals. I'm anxious to try it, with some of these other. I love this for like a little background stamp. Oh, and there's a little guy over here. I didn't see that. Okay. Drawing, and then show and tell. I gotta get these out of the way, or they're gonna mess up my cards. I want that. Okay. So we have this orange one that we made the other night. Thinking of you, here for you always. And then get well soon. May you feel God's care and healing as you recover. And that's an easel card. So it pops up like so. These were fun to make too. I was so enamored with this set when I saw it in the catalog or saw it online, and couldn't wait to get it. And then I got it, and I'm like, okay, now how many cards are you gonna be able to make with this? Maybe that impulse buy maybe wasn't so great. I don't know, but I'm really liking it, and I like the fact that I can make tulips too, because that helps. I just was looking at that big die of this background die, and I thought, ooh, goodness sakes. All right, got your fingers crossed for this one, if you like them. Oh gosh, I got a mess here. Yeesh. Okay. We have a 1 in 8 chance of winning. Oh, I'm glad you like them, Carol. Thanks, you guys. Okay. Let's get a good one. Okay. It's Pam. Is Pam? Pam, you're on. Excellent. Pam Golzinski. You are number 4, our winner tonight. So the orange or the pink one, I will be happy to send to you. Let me know while I'm cleaning up. Yep, congratulations, Pam. You said it. Hard to get those little pens in those holes. You're welcome, Pam. Which one would you like me to send you? The orange one. Got it. Okay. I will send that one off to you. Okay, now let me show you what I've been playing around with. So I was working using the Cutest Crew. And this is so stinking cute. And the Barbecue Masters, which is a cute set too. So I had shown you the front of the one with the dogs on it with using this set, and I finished the inside. So here's the outside. I didn't have any embellishments on it. I had some of those black sparkly gems that I thought, oh, I'm going to use those up. They're not available anymore, but I still had some, and I thought, I'm just going to use them. And then the inside has got cute footprints. So that's that one. And then, as I said, I did one for the kitties, for those of you that love cats. And here it is. And I used the other die, so it's got the 2 dies in it that one that has the footprints and then one that has this design here. And I again use that daisy embossing folder, which I thought was cute. And I love these little butterflies. That's a three butterfly set here. And I just did it in white and then I colored it. Added the black for the butterflies. It was the same down here. It's just the outline of the butterfly in the stamp, and I went ahead and drew in the rest of it just to liven it up a little bit. And then the inside, happy birthday, have the best day. Then I had to make one with these birds, and I used the Stamp Positioner for this one. And I think this is so, I almost think this is the cutest one. I just love this. These guys are so cute. So glad we're friends. Again, I did the daisy background. And have the best day. Yeah, I love this one. And then I went on to the Barbecue Master. And I used the DSP from the Cute as a Bug 12x12 DSP for the background on this one. To the Grill Master. And I had to put another puppy in here. Just ready. When I had the pieces put together and I threw them over to the side. And I think I had that, I had it yesterday. And then I had a Zoom meeting last night. And it was sitting there and the one sausage was hanging off the grill. I hadn't glued any of the pieces down yet. And I thought, oh, that looks cute. I think I need to make one and have one of the dogs leaning up there ready to snarf it down. So on this one I took, the whole thing cuts out, or stamps as black, including the legs. So I did another stamp of the lower half of the grill so that I could cut off and get silver legs, or gray legs. And also I cut out this inside section because that was black and I wanted those to be silver, so I just added that in. And then these, if you can see those little shish kebabs, I did using my Stampin' Write markers that I still have. And I just colored the stamp and stamped it. And I thought, oh, that turned out really well. I was really pleased with that. So that's how that one went together. And grillin' and chillin'. This is going to go to my son-in-law for his birthday is next month. And I thought, and he loves to grill. And they've got dogs. I thought this is really appropriate. Too cute is right, Rhonda. Okay. Then the last one I did is a fun fold. And it's another one using the, and this time I used the flame. So the flame stamp is like this. And again, I used the Stampin' Writes. And I just started with the red down here in the bottom and then the orange. And then I did another color of orange. It was a little darker and then ended up with the, or lighter, excuse me, and then ended up with the yellow. And that's how it ended up looking like that. When I stamped it, I'm like, oh, wow, that turned out pretty good. So I did a red grill this time. And then I colored in between with black. And then all the little pieces, oh my gosh, they're just too cute. You're flipping awesome to the Grill Master. Happy Father's Day. And then that one sits up like so. And I use that ivy and stone wall embossing folder. So that's what's been keeping me busy, keeping me out of the bars, as they say, huh? Like that's a problem. Not at all. So anyway, that's what I've got for you tonight. I did ran off a picture of the product of the month that just started today, and it's paper. It's Designer Series paper. So for $5 with a $75 order, for an additional $5, you can get this pack of paper, and you get 3 sheets of each one of these. So you get 12 sheets total, which is more than what you normally get in a pack. I think that's pretty cool. And I love these colors. I think they're awesome. Let me see. It's Darling Duckling, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock. And I think that'll just make really wonderful backgrounds for the cards. Or if you're a scrapbooker, great scrapbooking. So see what kind of cards I can come up to with that. I like the colors because it's a little different than what we've had right now. And then another reminder of the Cute as a Bug class that I'm offering February 28th and 29th for in-person from 1 to 5. $45 in person. And it includes a full pack of the paper and the embellishments. And you would be making 8 cards of four different designs. And if you wanted to get this as a class to go, I'm happy to do that. It would be $53 if it's a class to go. And I'd be happy to ship it to you. But I do need to know by February 11th so that I can order the product for you to get it in. But I think this one is going to be fun. I'm anxious to start designing on this one because I went ahead and I bought some of those, I don't know what they're called, the little twirly things that you can put on a card to make something twirl around. And I thought it would be kind of fun to do that with some of the bugs to make them twirl around. So stay tuned on that one. And that's all I got for you tonight. So I hope you have a great night. I should flip you back so you can see me. Helps to flip the camera, doesn't it? So you're not looking at the back of my room. Come on, flip. There. Stubborn little thing. Oh, and it's going to flop down. There we go. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Shar, I need to give you a phone call sometime soon because I wanted to talk to you. Anyway, have a great evening, and I will see you Sunday night at 6:30. Have a great week. Bye-bye.